Assalamu alaikum and hello. Today is Monday, the most awesome day of the week. How are you all doing? I hope everyone's staying safe and doing great. Today's video is about suppressing our emotions. Now, this is something that most of us do almost every day. You see, suppressing or repressing our emotions, whether it is anger, sadness, grief, or even frustration, it has a direct impact on our physical and mental health and our well-being in general. Now, before I even talk about the impact of repressing our emotions, let's take a step back and see, how do we even learn to repress our emotions? Where do we learn it from? Now, in our part of the world, and particularly in our culture, there's something we watch almost on a daily basis while growing up. And that is our mothers or our elders. They would go through something, and whether it's our parents quarreling or our siblings quarreling or anybody having an argument over something, they would, the minute they notice that someone's watching, whether it is their kids, whether it is their siblings or their elders, anybody, when they notice that someone got to know of it or is watching or got to hear any of it, they would immediately pretend nothing happened. So even if they were crying a second ago, they would wipe their tears, they would put up a smile on their face, and they would walk out like nothing hit them, nothing happened at all. And while we were kids, we watched this happen frequently enough to be conditioned to act the same way. Now, I'm going to use a few terms that I will be explaining what they mean, just so you know what I'm saying. You see, what happens is, mostly in our part of the world, like I said, and it's not something that we should be proud about, but generally everywhere, and particularly in our part of the world, when our parents have an argument, we see our mothers wipe up her tears, put up a smile on her face, and pretend she's absolutely okay. Her intentions are not to hurt anybody or to hurt herself, but it is to protect her kids or her loved ones that are around her. So the intentions are great, but the cost of this protection is a lot more than she can imagine. So she has also taught her kids to do the same thing. When they go through something, when they have certain emotions or feelings or thoughts, they would be repressing their emotions and acting just like her. So now we become conditioned to repress our emotions and our feelings, our thoughts, just the same way. Now, what does the word conditioning mean? You see, it is to train or accustom ourselves, our brains, to accept a situation or behave in a certain way. And that's how we become conditioned. That's what it means. You accept a situation for what it is because of whatever reasons that you have. And then you become conditioned to act the same way. Okay, now what people forget is that they repeatedly and rapidly forget the impact of repressing their emotions on their physical and mental health and their general well-being. And that is something that I want to address today. Now, how many times, and including yourself please, how many times have you heard people complain about headaches, migraines, dizziness, palpitations, cardiac issues, or even cancer or tumor, hypertension, diabetes? These are very common effects of stress, of repressing our emotions that most of the people talk about or complain of. How many of them are things that you complain about as well? And what do you think is a major reason for that? We are not trained to address our emotions because we were never told to do it. We were never taught to address our emotions. And that's the underlying root cause of our health issues, of our mental state, of our physical wellness. Addressing your emotions is very important. And that's why I'm talking to you all today. Now, you would ask, so how do we manage our emotions, or how do we deal with this? There are a couple of ways of how you can manage your emotions. I'm going to discuss just two of them, the two that are the far most important and the easiest ones, or let's just say the two that you should consider the most. It's great to have a family member or a trusted friend that you can confide in. That's great. That's a true blessing if you can do that. There's nothing more amazing or beautiful than being authentic, expressing yourself completely, honestly, and to its truest form. At the same time, it may not be the only solution out there. Talking to a therapist or a counselor or a coach is another option that you should consider when you have too much of repressed emotions. So today, when you watch this video, think about the consequences of repressing your emotions can have, and then think about the choices that you have. What are you doing for yourself? How well are you taking care of your health, physical, mental, and emotional health? What is it that you can do today to make a better tomorrow? Are you also complaining of those common issues that I just listed out earlier? Is any one of them present? If yes, when is now a good time to take action for your wellness, for your well-being? I hope that today's video was helpful and that you got to learn the importance or the impact of managing your emotions and how it affects your health, and that you will take a wise decision today. Because once you are aware, this is the most important thing. Once you are aware of your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings, why you feel the way you do, what caused it, what are the triggers, what your thoughts are, why are they there, what are the triggers behind those thoughts, what are the triggers behind your emotions that you're experiencing. Once you are aware, only then can you make mindful and conscious choices for yourself. Do leave in your feedback and let me know what you think of this video. Till we meet again, take care of yourself, stay safe, and yes, social distancing is the key.